I gotta say, hey, first of all, we should have started this episode with what you said to him. That should have just been exactly how we let off.
What? What
So
I
you
said?
can't, so you
Yeah.
complain about monetizing again?
What? Oh, the Hayes a nigga? He is.
Jeez.
I thought Hayes was like, I don't know, like a.
He's over
like
here trying to give
Carlton
me
black
English
guy.
lessons.
Thought Hayes was Uncle Tom.
Yeah, I thought it was
I'm
Uncle
so-
Tom.
Hayes, you got to throw on your sunglasses.
Where the
'cause
fuck would you get that from? I'm trying to figure out what vibe and where you gathered that vibe from.
Because you spell everything right on Instagram, nigga.
Whoa,
What?
whoa.
Yeah.
That's the qualification?
Bruh.
Yeah, I mean, I spell everything wrong. My wife gets on my ass for that. So that's definitely not
Jalen,
me.
yeah.
I
Aside
checked.
from him,
I spell check.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't spell check.
it's called Grammarly. You can download the app on your phone and
Man,
your computer.
shut-
It'll fix everything.
Do not try to tell me how to spell words that I post on social
Why do
media
you
for
have
my
them
500
fucking
followers.
shades on?
I have these on because we're fucking brought to you by Gooder. All right, now the fact that Hayes don't have a fucking pair of Gooder fucking sunglasses. If you're not watching this shit on YouTube, you're missing out
Yeah,
on
we
this,
get the
all right?
TYRs. I go get them.
Oh my god! Just wait. No, we're not doing no free shout outs for your company. We already did Dr. Teal's before this shit started, right? So now it's good to know though that we got y'all's address. We can send you guys some because apparently Ken's getting a whole nother box of this stuff, and if 45 more are coming in, dude, you must be getting some behind the scenes shit because I don't have all that. But what I'm rocking right
He's
now,
selling ass.
I'm rocking that Operation Blackout. This is what Hayes wears while he does you know what that we talked about last time. But
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, motherfucker.
He just called you a hoe and it's on everything, every platform. Damn.
Yo,
you gotta wear these shades
All right, you
while
want me
you're
to tell you?
doing that so ain't nobody see. You can't even see what you're doing. So if shit goes in the wrong way, it goes the wrong way.
You wore them
Whoa.
to the doctor today?
No, I didn't wear them to the doctors today because I don't go to the doctor because I'm never sick.
Hey,
Bro.
like it.
Bro, I swear to God, I first got these glasses.
Only sickness is morning sickness, huh?
I don't get morning sickness neither. I haven't thrown up in God over minimum over a year. I don't know. Do y'all ever throw up more than once a year?
You ain't pulled out in over a year either.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know the last time that happened either. And this shit, that's a bad way to start this. My
All right,
mother-in-law is
come on.
my mother-in-law is the number one fan of this fucking show. And you
Oh my
gotta
God.
bring that shit up. I'm
All
rocking
right.
these shades the whole time, by the way.
All right, my
They're not
turn,
coming off.
Steve. You look like some weird. God dang, never mind. All right,
They're not
cool.
coming off.
Let's be quiet.
All right,
Man,
so,
you know-
so today we wanted to bring you two boys on. We're going to talk a little bit about the situation in the world and where it's going. Hey, somebody should make that into a song. Somebody
yeah,
else would
fuck Putin.
probably
Just start a
download the shit out of
hashtag.
that. No. People already been doing that shit. I think you gotta make sure you make fun of some form of his like just appearance, and maybe that would
Jalen,
work.
put your mic close to your mouth. You can barely hear
That
you.
motherfucker might kill your ass.
Well, that's because he's also eating chips.
Yeah, I didn't want
Oh,
So now we got to hear the crunch, crunch, crunch. Right. So we're being all military dudes. We wanted to bring you guys back on, get your take on it. This isn't, or at least maybe towards the end of this podcast, that one subject that I know you both talked about the last few days. We'll bring that up, but for the most part, this isn't like a black-white community-based idea. It's just kind of as dudes in the army. What do you guys see and think about this situation so far? Just from like a very zoomed out view. We'll get into it in a minute, but like just broad picture.
Russia pulled up to the nigga crib and got their ass whooped. That's all that's going on, man.
This is what your daddy told you. You'll never go chase no fight.
Hey,
no, never.
don't do that.
Now,
Never.
I will say I don't believe that this is Russia's. This ain't no invasion. You can't tell me that this is Russia's army. Like that's a brigade. That's a brigade.
This was Putin trying to. Now, granted, there are 100,000 people stationed on that border, but this is Putin's idea to get in. He doesn't want to occupy. What he wants to do is he wants to put in a leader of his choosing. That's it. They're not destroying that many public buildings or nothing like that. They're literally just trying to get in, get the president out.
Scare him.
Well, no, he wants to kill the active president, and then he wants to put in a new government or get that active president to run, put somebody in, and then he backs out and he's like, oh, hey, like we respect them again. But meanwhile, the new leader is going to be like, oh, hey, we're pro hanging out with Russia and doing whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean, Putin 2.0.
Well, because they did that in Belarus. What was that, like 09, 10-ish area?
2010.
Now Belarus has
2010.
Yeah, now Belarus has a dictator and they are very pro whatever the fuck Russia's up
But
to.
Belarus is basically, their army is basically a mercenary group of like guys. They don't follow any Geneva codes.
No,
they're the best ones.
Like,
they're the dudes from.
Yeah. Well,
they're the dudes
they're the ones that shoot your ass.
They senior commander just got whacked like 2 days ago. He done.
Yeah, but
he did.
Those are the dudes that Liam Neeson was going after and taking.
Oh yeah.
You
just put a movie reference in this?
Was Liam Neeson gonna fucking sue me for his 3 goddamn movies?
Liam Neeson.
Them fucking shades.
Hey, I feel like Liam Neeson right now.
Take them damn shades
But
off.
You feel like
shades off.
You feel like
Take
Liam Neeson. You know, Liam Neeson was like there looking for black men to beat up.
I said I look like him. I said I wasn't him.
You said you was feeling like him.
Yeah, you're feeling like him. So you took on his persona.
All right, maybe in Taken because I'm trying to, feel dangerous.
You know they want no black people in Taken.
Not a single actor.
No, not one. I don't think so. It was one.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's legit or anything, but I would say that.
Let me Google that real quick.
I only said that because you said it.
Man, all right. So this is the podcast where we kind of want to feed off of both of y'all's opinions, not necessarily just feed our own into it, because everybody's seen the news. So I just want to know from a broad spectrum, as a soldier, what is your feeling?
Before you go into that, I'm gonna give you a quick history lesson because this is like my thing. This is what I studied in school and shit. So
I thought it was mathematics.
Political science. No,
this
not
get a new degree.
And then legitimately, I've been to school a whole bunch. I have a master's in security studies, and I did my thesis on like international terrorism and how they're funded, but like statistics basically. So like essentially all the shit that's going on now. Like, what is the likelihood of somebody going to war?
All right, what's the history?
But the history lesson is that Ukraine used to be a founding member of the USSR, like Soviet Union, in like 1922. Mm-hmm. And so, like like when the Berlin Wall fell and all that shit, like that was a fall of nations. And before that, in 1922, was a spring of nations, and then included like the Arabian Peninsula, all those guys and gals like coming up and having this big economic like thought process of becoming dictatorships, aristocracies, oligarchies, like things like that. And essentially, the Ukraine, when the wall fell, they decided that they were going to try to become part of the European Union. Well, it actually became like a NATO ally without signing the NATO paperwork.
Yeah, because that shit ain't happening.
And Russia is pissed because Ukraine's the key to getting to the westernmost part of Europe, and that's how they kind of put out influence into other nations. You can do it through soft power and hard power, but that's a whole nother complicated can of worms. But
essentially, they've been trying to do that throughout the small countries for the last 2 decades now.
Yeah, Russia wants to reabsorb them so they can have more foothold in how the European Union runs their economy. So if you go to the World Conservatory, Economic Conservatory, you can find out what they import, export. Russia doesn't get to export very much of anything. They import a lot more than they export.
No, because that's their only way to export.
And that shit shut off now.
Yeah, that's what they're so screwed. Yeah, they're so screwed now because the stock market just got, their ability to trade in the stock market just got cut off, and their banks are not allowing people to pay debts outside of Russia.
They
can't use PayPal, Venmo, anything.
There's some chick on OnlyFans.
Yeah,
some chick was like, I can't pay my rent because I can't get paid on OnlyFans no more because I can't take out my cash.
Sex work is work too.
Hey man, and then what was it? Texas was pulling vodka and shit off of their shelves.
On the shelves, yeah.
If you look at the crop,
I'm not saying that shit was going to work, but I like the effort.
Yeah. On the CrossFit leaderboard, all the people from Ukraine that decided to enter the open, they basically didn't have. They put up a high score just so people look at their video and tell them to go through the IOC.
Not letting Russian athletes compete.
Because
what the fuck? But what Krinikov got to do with that?
I mean, he don't, because he just got his visa, so he's good. He in the clear, but he just barely made it by a week. He made it by a week, man.
Bro, but see, like that's something we can get to in a little bit, but I don't think that dude is gonna have an easy time traveling over here unless he's already
unless he already gone.
I think he already gone. He might be leeway in the country, something like.
Dude, they better smuggle his ass out to fucking India or some shit.
You can't get a flight out of Russia anywhere now.
No, smuggle his ass. Put him on a cart pulled by the horse that was in Mulan and get his ass to fucking India. Okay, get him the fuck out of there. Go straight through Mongolia, go through all that shit that fucking Genghis Khan took over, and bring his ass to India. Because if he's in Russia when they start putting all this shit out, right? It's very unfortunate for all their civilians and all their fucking athletes. But if they're in that country right now, get the fuck out. Find the sewers, get your way out of that place. One of the things
did you ask them?
They kind of answered the broad, like what the view is before Hayes takes a crap all over this podcast.
Shits his pants.
My God, you're turtle shelling this one.
He is fucking prairie dogging hard, dog.
So one of the things I saw that a lot of people haven't necessarily talked about is the social media aspect, the 21st century aspect of war, right? The last time we went into a war, being Afghanistan and all that shit, everybody could kind of figure out up front, like U.S. was going to dominate. We had, all the military all the aspects of the military, right? Air superiority. We had the best ground troops. We had tanks and shit.
So what happened?
Shit, we got our ass kicked because we fought people that knew where they were fighting.
Talking about World War One?
No. I'm talking about like Afghanistan and Iraq.
Afghanistan, dude, that terrain is so diverse. Nothing.
Exactly. Right. But what I'm saying is, like, when the last time we entered a war, right? I talked to Hayes about this. There was that dude with he had the media plastered across his bulletproof vest. There's a reason why you're still wearing a bulletproof vest. It's because you could still get fucking capped. And the Russians don't give a fuck if they kill an innocent civilian in the middle of a war. So I just want to get some people's perspective of what you guys think social media did for this war. How fast the information traveled, how many people just seem to start posting all that shit of I stand with Ukraine. There's narratives, there's missing storylines. I knew
blind support is popular. Whoever get the story out first.
Hell yes.
The narrative.
But I knew that those dudes on what the fuck was it, Snake Island. They said like all 13 of them dudes died. If you look up a picture of their outpost on Snake Island, it's fucking tiny. It is not hard for you to yell into the radio, fuck you guys, and then run before a fucking missile gets shot off like 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
But I just want to get y'all's take because I think that social media.
I saw something today that said they weren't dead. They just got taken as prisoners.
Yeah, they did because they ran. But I mean, you're on an island. You can't run much farther.
You can't run nowhere. Yeah.
You can't outrun a warship. But what are your thoughts with like the way that I think it diluted the perception of war? I think this started to make war look like a movie.
It's a spectacle.
It's a spectacle. Then you got the social media aspect. So hell, the media doesn't have to run propaganda. Everybody gonna fucking make their own memes, like you just said with the guys that were on the island. Is a meme going around saying that they're dead, that they said fuck off, and all 13 of them died.
I mean, they did,
and they got their radio transmissions and all of that shit.
They did say fuck off. That part is true.
Yeah,
I respect that.
It's like they saying the ghost of whatever the fuck,
ghost of Kiev,
flying around, and he just fucking knocking fucking fighter jets down. He's just the greatest pilot to ever fucking walk the face of the earth.
I mean, nobody has come out and debunked whether or not 5 Russian fighter jets were knocked down by the same dude. Nobody's come out and said that's
good story.
Wrong. But that is a good story.
Because it sells.
Oh my God.
You ever heard of psyops?
Because so Russia looked like Russia's trying to invade. So anything Russian is fucking fuck them. Like at this point, in the whole world is fuck Russia right now.
Which is crazy.
That old lady walking up to the dude and saying, "Put these fucking seeds in your pocket." She probably didn't say that shit, but that shit just looked so good. That fuck fact check. That shit, believe it. Share that shit. 10 million people.
I'm gonna just say, if this was Russia really trying to like pull a power move on the world, that woman would have died on.
She would have died. He would have punched her ass in the fucking face.
No, dude, he probably would have just shot her straight in the face.
Shot her and let everybody else know, bitch, we not here to play.
Mm-hmm. And I have no idea why so many people because I said this I know I said it to Hayes. I think I said it to Jess for sure the other day. Because I was like, this kind of makes being a soldier look not that hard.
Like, no,
it doesn't look like we do very much.
Make it look like it ain't that hard.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's different than if you like
president.
I had a moment.
You're trying to train during PT.
I had a moment the other day. I walked outside.
I'm about to start training during PT.
No, I walked outside the other morning. It was like 12 degrees, and I went, man, it's some poor bastard out there sleeping in the shit. I'm glad I'm not. And
yeah, so I forgot they're doing the bending back, doing the goddamn.
I laughed. I was like, it ain't me. Not no more.
Every time
you know how crazy we look doing the bend and reach in fucking 25-degree weather.
We literally look like idiots.
We like fucking dumbasses.
Dumber than me with these shades on right now.
That's the warm up. That's the warm up.
That's the one that we got an hour and some change allotted for this shit. We gonna put 15 30 minutes in this shit right here. On this shit, cause motherfuckers can't get it right. Don't let first sergeant and sergeant major be out there. Cause now we gotta redo shit. The shit bag NCO has been a shit bag for the last half a year.
He wanna be soldier of the quarter today.
Hey, he cussing all the soldiers out, goddamn.
But no, like, all right, I got like another question for both of y'all. Do you think America should like intervene? Do you think we should send people over there? Why? Why not?
No.
Why?
Not a fucking chance.
That's not a third world ran down ass country that just needs saviors.
Them motherfuckers.
That shit, little Russia. Let them motherfuckers fend for themselves. Let them show that they can.
That's true, because that's one of the things that we've been pulled into so many conflicts before.
Yeah.
Especially when we
right? Remember?
No. Because even like when we left Afghanistan, the problem was we didn't give them the tools to fight back, right? Had we kept Bagram Air Force Base and pulled all our ground troops out, I bet you Taliban wouldn't
take over right now.
Fast.
I can give you a better answer.
Still would have, but wouldn't have taken over as fast
in 4 days.
But the better answer to the Afghanistan issue is like not an issue of us pulling out too fast. That was a problem, but all those people over there like live on the same value system. Like they're all
so you're not changing the way that they think.
They got this innate fear that's like we have a biological fear of the dark. They have a set-in fear of the Taliban because they're like, man, if they're not here, they can kill us. They're gonna kill us. They're gonna kill our families. They're gonna basically erase my whole genome off of this damn planet. Like I'm done. So you can never.
Like Hayes said, why should we ever send our men and women over to somewhere that they have no idea about, and they don't care about? Shut the fuck up. Why would we go over there and fight for somebody else's land when they're not gonna fight for it?
I mean, do you know where Ukraine is located? Like,
yes, I do. But what I'm saying is, why the fuck would any of us go over there seriously risking our lives?
You want to know why?
Don't tell me it's for the good of the fucking people.
White people, and they going to save more white people.
Ain't no white person give a fuck about a white person on the other side of the goddamn world when there's a gun pointed at your face.
You European, they European. Y'all.
I don't get, and when there's a gun pointed at my face, I can give two fucks less about them.
Y'all cousins. So that's why America gotta go intervene.
No,
America ain't went to Africa and they ain't go stop taking over South Africa.
I'm gonna raise my hand from now on because like. What's below Ukraine? Like, what's below Ukraine?
Isn't it
like directly
what is
south?
There's a fucking ocean, isn't there? There's an ocean or sea. Sea.
There's a sea.
Yeah, sea.
The Black Sea.
Because then there's Crimea, which is where Russia annexed already.
They took that shit. Yeah.
I mean, all they did was basically just go in and bully them and be like, I mean, we have it now.
Get down or lay down.
Yeah,
but the reason
put your hands up or not, but it's
the reason Ukraine is so fucking important is because of the Black Sea and how it connects you to the gateway to Western Europe.
Yep,
like, it just does.
Well, I mean that's also true.
That's why it's important to Russia. Why the fuck is Ukraine important to us?
Oh, to us? Because it stops Russian aggression, bro. Like
no.
Aggression.
It really does. It really does.
So let me put this out real quick.
Pressure with us.
Let me put this out real quick because I'm not I'm not saying that I believe in anything that the Russians are doing. That's not who I am. I just think that this
When you
shit
start
is
off
dumb.
like that, you finna say some shit that sound like you do.
No. But if you look at
I'm
war,
not racist, but
oh my god!
Wow.
And don't you know I have black friends? My friends are all black. Come on, man.
He's like, I got black friends that don't count.
They like me. No, what I'm about to say is that whenever you look at a war, right, there's normally like a specific evil on the other side. Now, I'm not saying that Putin's not evil and that he's not trying to do bad shit. But what I'm saying is, if you look at it from his perspective, right, the U.S. wants Ukraine in the the UN, because that's just another member, right? And then if there's a UN nation closest to Russia, they can put a fucking military base right there.
Base right there. Yep.
Now, if I'm Vladimir Putin's situation, if I am not him, but if I'm the leader of Russia, and I see that I got to take over a whole bunch of dinky ass little countries that now are basically just drug war countries, right? That's all it is. It's just shitty like little versions of Mexico. And the U.S. just keeps getting more and more friends
just
around.
Working their way here. Yeah.
They're just getting closer, man. And every single one of those countries has a military base. It's more top secret than the
who the fuck want to live in Ukraine? Like, who
but it's a war of attrition, man.
That shit, all I think about the Ukraine is like clouded skies and Chernobyl.
I think Russia. I met Ukrainian bitches when I was in Germany. Them bitches was Russian.
Well, yes, that's how that worked.
Don't you ever call a motherfucker from Ukraine Russian.
They will kill you. They will fucking kill you.
Well, hey, that's probably what's going on right now.
They was there and then they left.
Well, exactly. That's fine, but like most of the people that live in Ukraine are actually Jewish. Like they're just Jewish, but like they're Jews.
There's most if not all of them come from Russian descent directly.
Yeah, but Russia's mostly Jewish.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about the religion.
Yeah, that's important. God, you don't understand.
Ukrainians do not give a fuck about their religion. Shit.
That's that white people shit.
You don't understand why it's important, though. Like you gotta.
There's not one single Ukrainian right now that is fighting because they are Jewish. They're fighting because they don't want to be known as Russian. Because Russia is known as assholes.
Do you know why? Okay, I put it this way.
That's why everybody was so quick to ban them from shit.
If another country decided to invade the United States, do you think we would stick together as much as a whole bunch of singly united people under one religion?
All right.
No, i.e. fucking Afghanistan being Muslim, Africa being Muslim, fucking like the Chinese. You cannot.
This is no fucking Amendment 2A bullshit that I'm about to spout. But there's a reason why nobody will set foot in this country the way they do other ones.
Yeah.
This country will pull together. Bro,
it's coming. It's coming.
Stop. No. Nobody is stepping foot in this country the way they did that.
Here and we ain't even mean to. The Ukrainians ain't even coming together. They already turned against the black people. It ain't even that many there.
So I'm not saying
white people working with us here.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I think if somebody was to come invade America,
bro, America will fight tooth and fucking nail.
That'd be
they shit. That'd be the
racism. That'd be the end of racism. I promise.
That might be the end of racism. He's right.
That might be the end, at least in America.
Yeah.
Every boy in the South, whether he's fighting for his farmland or he's fighting for his fucking barbecue or he's fighting for his fucking neighborhood or he's fighting for his gym.
I'm gonna raise my hand again. Watch this.
Especially if the United States starts handing out free weapons.
There's no racism in Halo because aliens came. Like, oh, you black, you can come too. Oh, you white, you can come too.
No, that's not the same as it. Y'all see that meme that started surfacing around and it was like all the different parts of America and why people won't invade? It was like the fascist people of the Northwest. Then it's the gangs and the SEALs in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Diego.
The picture of the map.
And then there's the Texans. There's the corn farmers. There's the people in the middle of Ohio that are like, "Hey, these motherfuckers will fuck you up from their backyard." That's the reason why. Like, I mean, Canada could put up a pretty good fight up front, but long term, they'd be done. If people wanted to put up a fight from Mexico, get fucked.
I think with our support, that Russia won't come through Canada.
Russia wouldn't come over here anyways.
The only reason we haven't
would be like us gonna nuke us.
But the only
reason gonna nuke Fort Bragg.
The only reason that we haven't been invaded is because we're surrounded by water. We're surrounded by water, bro.
Oh hell yeah!
That's you to cross fucking water.
And you know how many defense systems we have in that water?
That are shitty.
It take 30 minutes for that nuke to get over here.
Yeah.
Well, so that
They
was
shoot
one
in the
of
stratosphere and it just falls at an angle.
well, so that was one of my other things that I wanted to talk about because just from the public perception, I don't think a majority of America knows. Like, granted, like I'm an E5. Most of us are either E5, E6. Ken was a captain, but once you're in the military, you get a very clear picture up front of like what would happen if certain situations go off. If a nuke gets fired, bro, this whole country is going to find out where all those missile silos are that they never knew about.
Oh, them bitches coming out.
All them bitches in the middle
That
of
one that's in Colorado
Springs,
Springs coming out.
all them ones out in Ohio, all that shit in Tennessee.
Kansas.
I
Fort
tried
Knox,
to go up there. Oh,
Fort Knox is going to be one giant fucking
The
missile silo.
Cheyenne Mountain. You trying to go to Cheyenne Mountain?
Yeah, bro, I went up there too.
They turned me around.
Yeah, that's NORAD, bro. Well, it's not called NORAD anymore, but
I'm
yeah.
just trying to turn around. I was like, I can't turn around. And he was like, you gotta do something.
Did you know?
Fuck out of here.
Did you know out on Fort Carson, out by 2nd Brigade, right where they keep the ammo detail or the ammo area?
Yeah.
Right. There's like 5 silos out there, just circles. Yeah. So if you fly over that, you can actually see the outline of them if the grass is cut.
But it's all going back to like the
those shits are fucking huge.
Like it's mutually assured destruction. If one person shoots a fucking nuke, somebody else is gonna shoot a nuke. But it's gonna keep doing it.
I don't think. First of all, our president, I don't think he's capable of pushing that button and being the first one. And second of all, I don't think
who I don't think nobody wants to be that first one.
No, but I also don't think the Russian will.
Who wants to end human life as we know it?
Well, it's not just human life because you're not just ending your enemy's human lives in that country.
Yeah.
You know for a fact.
If he shoot over here, he's saying fuck us too because they shoot back for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
if you shoot one and we shoot 3, you can't look at us and be like, why you do 3? We only did 1. You open this door.
Yeah. And then France and England go shoot theirs because they're on our side and legally they have to because the UN's going to hold everybody accountable at that point. And if the United States has to shoot 3 and Russia shot 1, the United States is going to look at everybody else and be like, whose side are you fucking on? Do you want some too or not?
So now everybody pointing their guns at each other. Like
exactly. Because you see, yeah, because even Germany, when we put in on the sanctions, Germany was like, no, I think that's too harsh. But then the United States came, yes, because the United States came back to them and they were like, hey, just because you get 70 to 80% of your fuel and all your powers, you better take our fucking side because you legally have to. And the last time this fucking World War shit kicked off was your fault. And the time before that was your fault. Shut the fuck up.
Because y'all can't control these motherfuckers.
No, the first time was a whole bunch of inbred Europeans who couldn't stop fighting the family.
You can't tell your retarded step cousin to sit the fuck down and stop fucking with everybody.
He wasn't retarded. He had a handicap with his arm. He wasn't retarded.
He is. Putin's fucking retarded.
You're talking. I was talking about Tsar Nicholas and the guy who ran Germany at the time back in World War One. Oh. Did y'all know this quick history lesson that World War One started from all of Queen Victoria's grandchildren?
Yeah, because they were all related.
The leader, the Tsar Nicholas of Russia, the King of Germany, and then the King of England were all cousins under Queen Victoria's. They were her grandchildren, and they couldn't get along with one another. And then they couldn't get along with Auntie and Aunt whatever the fuck that were Queen Victoria's daughters. So they all ended up in a war together because they all couldn't fucking come together. And then afterwards, what was it? The guy, King of England, wouldn't house the Tsar Nicholas of Russia, so he got decapitated by his people. And then the dude from Germany fucking...
That's what's going to have to happen for Russia to fucking like gain like some fucking love back.
They got to kill him.
Bro, he's a KGB... KGB top guy. That's gonna be a hard kill.
That's gonna be a hard kill, though.
If he doesn't take Ukraine, he's either gotta die or he's just gonna disappear off.
Well, all right. So next pondering, quick question. Do we need to get rid of not only the government in Russia for this to end, or do we need to kind of get rid of Russia?
And they need democracy.
They need democracy bad. But I think just killing Putin is like like, another head is gonna sprout out.
That's like killing Bin Laden.
Yeah, it may be different, right? You may have some shit that we can get jiggy with. You got some shit we can't get jiggy with the motherfucker doing, but
which would be all right as long as we're not,
right? As long as we're not dealing with shit like this, right?
As long as the CIA ain't putting in some like drug kingpin up in there, and then we got to deal with his ass.
Yeah, you
CIA
like Reed on Snowfall.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's deep. You got to. Whoa, that was a good analogy, though. I appreciate that. But yeah, like there's no way. Go ahead, Jay.
I think that's like might have been like the first show that went in depth about the whole drug, how drugs got into the community and shit like that. That might have been like the first show you actually see, because they talk about it all the time about that war in the Panama and all that shit, but
yeah,
you never hear like what really happened, how they were funding the war, how we was over there, but wasn't supposed to be over there.
Which one? What time period was this again?
It's kind of like the conscious. It was the 80s, mid
Right,
80s.
You want to know who was a part of that insurgency?
Yeah,
General Milley.
Oh shit!
He was a commander.
Y'all love him.
I
don't love that.
I had to shake his hand when I worked the Army Air Force game. I did not like what he was fucking doing at the current time. I still don't, but
my man.
Yeah, he was a part of that insurgency. So you can imagine why I might have gotten fucked up a little bit.
Yeah, they was over there in South America again.
But I mean, the world right now is about this far away from really starting to understand that all of our governments are just fucking
raggedy as fuck.
Raggedy as fuck.
Making terrible decisions.
No. Hang on. No, what I'm saying is they are this close from realizing all these governments are just drug organizations or sex organizations, like child sex rings. Every single one of them.
Quite literally, we're the only country, well, besides Australia, that allows pharmaceutical companies to put advertisements out, like to televise it. Like other countries don't do that. We literally have lobbyists going in paying
because there's universal health care.
No, they're paying millions and millions of dollars to make sure their drug makes it on the street.
What's it called? Fuck.
What, lobbying? Come on. Fuck.
No, the fucking people, like the big, it's like a legit company. And they fucking got an umbrella under them. No, fuck. I'm gonna find out. If you watch the documentary 13, they talk about it.
Oh yeah, you're talking about how basically prison is like slavery. It's just like institutionalized slavery.
So the company is like these motherfuckers they own America. So they own every major. They own pharmaceuticals. They own Walmart.
You talking about like the 13 families? They were talking about 13 families?
They own everything. Yeah.
Bro, they took that shit. They took that shit from Gotham and Bruce Wayne, but that shit is real.
That shit's real. Fucking.
All that shit they come on TV be real life. They just try to make you think it's like a fathom of your imagination.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. It's from I got it right here. The Rothschilds. Yeah, the Rothschilds.
The Rockefellers.
Yeah, the Rockefeller.
JP Morgan's family.
Yeah,
bro. Me and my dad talked about this shit at Christmas. We stayed up to like 2-3 o'clock talking about this shit.
Hey, hang on. I got a book y'all need to read. Let me bring it back real quick. You guys keep going.
And it's crazy. It's crazy how you could trace the bloodlines back to the people that are currently in power now.
It started an industrial revolution. Like it all just as soon as they got that little bit of money to prop up because they had generational wealth, they just kept
they took over
and growing. Yeah. Like it
the banks. So the banks was like a big way.
Oh yeah,
if y'all ever get the chance, go out, buy this book called A Master Switch. This book tells you I can't even fucking I couldn't fathom this shit when I first heard it.
You got shades on. You can't even fucking see.
You can't see nothing.
I mean, I couldn't read right now if I tried with or without the shades.
Because he's illiterate.
Yes. It's an audiobook, my friend. So if you read that book, you'll learn that AT&T is one of the most corrupt companies ever. The amount of different technologies they've stolen, killed people for, etc. You'll find out that the Associated Press helped overturn a duly elected president back in the day at the end of Reconstruction, right? Howard Taft gets elected into office, right?
Yeah.
The way they did that was the Associated Press printed the wrong name on purpose to try to get a president switched because the dude who got elected wanted to end Reconstruction. Or no, he wanted to continue it. No, he wanted to continue it. He wanted to bring Black people into the new age. And they're like, the Associated Press was like, no, we're not ready for that shit. So they switched it. I swear to God,
fucking white people.
All those deals, the Associated Press, the one that everybody fucking believes now,
we should
literally overturned a fucking election.
What's the common denominator in all of this shit?
White vote.
European, fucking Europeans.
Bro, it's legit. It goes into all the drug cartels. It goes into that movie that Tom Cruise fucking made, where he was flying drugs for the fucking CIA for Pablo Escobar and shit. And then overnight, bro, they just show up at his house and they take all his fucking cash and everything he owns. And they're like, hey, bro, sorry, but we burned you on those tapes with Pablo Escobar. You're all over the fucking news, dude.
Yeah, all that started from like you said, post Reconstruction, like Andrew Johnson, like he was really fucked up. And
Andrew Johnson was not post Reconstruction, brother.
Was it pre?
Andrew Johnson was fucking Stonewall, or no, not Stonewall. That's Stonewall Jackson. That's Andrew Jackson. All right, my bad. I thought you said Jackson.
Look at you. Johnson. You might be able to think.
Andrew Johnson. I was like, he's post Reconstruction. Like he.
No, I thought you said Andrew Jackson. I was like, bro,
no, not Jackson. Jesus, Johnson.
I was like,
Johnson.
Bro is fucking
like
there.
Johnson, like Dick Johnson. Yeah, that.
Oh my God. All right, so while I want to move on to a specific topic of leadership, right? And being a bunch of dudes in the military, we know exactly how important leadership is, and how both of you guys have talked about you wouldn't be able to currently do what you do and how you love to do it if you didn't have good leaders around you, right? Or at least good leaders who support what you guys do. So do you guys think is Putin necessarily a good leader for his reasons, which I firmly believe them to be? He's trying to keep the West at bay, right? Or you guys can hedge off into your own ideas. But do you think he's a good leader for what he's doing?
For what he's doing?
For where he's leading his country?
His reasoning makes sense.
I see it. I do. This sounds like a dad who's trying to put up defenses around his yard.
No,
and he's willing to fucking harm somebody.
His reasoning makes sense. And he's trying to denazify them.
Nazify. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
what the
denazification of Ukraine.
What the fuck is that word, man? That's
so Nazis. No, it's not. No, it's real.
You're saying the Ukrainians are Nazis? All right, now he's saying it, but he's not saying it.
Go ahead, Hayes.
All of them. I ain't saying all of them, but
it's a couple of
Go ahead.
I mean, there's a lot of de facto, USSR dudes that are probably somewhere around the ages of 70 to 80 who are probably leading that country in the background, but I can see exactly what you're saying.
Exactly. It's just like America. It's the same shit. We just over there poking we just pointing the finger. It's open.
It's the same thing as Joe Biden. Same thing as Biden and all the rest of them. All making a shit ton of fucking money, not doing the fucking right thing, taking our cash for their fucking jobs. What do you think, Jay?
Man, I think he's like how you said. I get why he's doing it.
But it doesn't make him a good leader.
Man,
he gonna climb over the couch.
That's a hard question because his reasoning may resonate with everybody else, him and his people, and for that reason, he may be a good leader. It's like, yeah, and honestly, I feel like it's just started, and I feel like they sent over fucking they're equivalent to the 82nd, right? Send over a little brigade to see what the fuck Ukraine got. But let's not forget the motherfuckers been in Syria forever. They've been fighting. Like, we've been fighting indirectly against each other through other people forever. These motherfuckers can fight. They can go.
Proxy war. It's like exactly.
It's a proximate war. They can fight and they can go the distance for a long time. You think
they running out of resources right now
in 2 days?
Bro, it's a warfighting function. It's called sustainment, bro. And they ain't got it.
So apparently
the boys over there to take over and set up shop.
But you think if Russia wanted to invade Ukraine, you think it'd be over with in a weekend? No.
I mean, with their full force, yes, they could. But
it's like okay, we're gonna hit you, we're gonna kick you. Now we're gonna see what you're gonna do to hit back. Oh, they got that. oh, they got this, or we didn't know they
They
had
pulling
these.
out all
We
the
didn't know
stops.
they had these. Ukraine got to defend themselves because Ukraine is all Ukraine got right now.
But the problem with that strategy is after about a week, Ukraine's going to have planes, tanks, guns, ammo from all the other countries that are going to help them.
And
so
that's why I
Russia
feel like
might be onto something, but not long term.
yeah. And
that wouldn't be
I
a good strategy.
I think that's why they messed up at. Because if I was gonna do it, I'd have hit their ass hard. I'd hit their ass fast, and I wouldn't give them time to get any supplies in, to get any help from the U.S., from NATO, from whoever the fuck is giving them shit.
And I wouldn't have taken the direct shot to Kiev. I would have came from Crimea in the sea,
yes,
and then pushed inward, because the only thing north of Ukraine right now is more Russia-backed, like shitty little countries. So where the fuck are they going to go? But now because you're pushing
Poland and Belarus. So yeah, you're right. Belarus especially, but
exactly, because now all it is you're pushing them west. Now, granted, not everybody's getting out, but you're pushing them straight into Germany and Poland, which is they're going to take them.
But I want to go back to what Hayes said about the denazification of Ukraine, because do you know why do you know the basis behind why you said that, you sleepy motherfucker? They like historically it's called it's called the Azov movement, and it was a far right political party that sprouted up, around the same time that World War II happened, and they still have like a prominent ability to say things and kind of get some stuff moved. They kind of like lobby to get certain policies passed. They haven't been successful in like 30 years to get any policy passed, but that's his scapegoat reason for going in and essentially invading Ukraine. So it has a little bit of basis, but it's not strong enough to hold up in court, dog. It's kind of like hearsay. You can't prove it.
No, of course not. But so back to the leadership aspect. Does this, because I don't know if you guys remember, but Millie a few months ago had said that if we were ever going to nuke anybody, or we were going to attack, like, say, China, that was the specifics in that news conference. He said that he would call his Chinese counterpart and he would let them know what we're going to do. I think a lot of what we're doing is telegraphing to the rest of the world. And through our leadership, do you think what we've currently done so far shows the U.S. is weak or strong?
We ain't did nothing. No,
but the things that we have done, does it make us look weak or does it make us look strong?
That's the difference between hard power and soft power. We use a lot of soft power nowadays.
Yeah,
because
the pen is mightier than nobody the whole thing. Yeah,
because now we have ownership and we have money.
But if it was to get popping, we all know who coming out on top.
Yeah.
Well, because you got to come here to take us out. And good luck doing that.
You got to cross an ocean.
So, I mean, I think that we've been strong through that idea of using economy. And the last time we beat, quote unquote, Russia, we broke their economy. And that's, I mean, it's gotten better, but it ain't never gotten that good.
It's like the age old analogy. Like you can't fight hungry. Like if you don't have, like, a war was lost for lack of a shoe, and the shoe was lost for lack of a nail because somebody was lazy to put the nail in the shoe of the fucking horse. And if you don't have money to buy shit, like if I didn't have money to buy shit right now, I wouldn't be on this podcast because I couldn't afford electricity. I can afford a computer. I can afford this, right? Because it's all about resources and resource management. Mm-hmm. So if you cut off where the money's coming from, like when I finished my master's, and turn out like it's all about kind of like smuggling, like people. Like if you can't move something through means of a person, then you literally can't move it, because what happens, everything that gets moved, a person has to touch it. And if you can find a way around that loophole, like the Taliban, kind of ISIS, the way they were getting their money is they were doing human trafficking, and they were hiding things inside of bodies. Because one thing you can't do when someone crosses a port is you can't open a casket. You can't inspect the casket.
It's disrespectful.
Yep, disrespectful. You can't do it, like in any country. So they would hide gun parts, fucking bomb pieces, money, drugs inside of people's bodies. They just use these, and some of the people were still alive, and they were just crossing over the borders.
Yeah, America did that too.
Yeah,
Now talk about weak and strong. Do you think that this scenario has occurred because we were weak on them or because we were lazy or lackadaisical? Do you think that America just kind of didn't think that shit like this?
I think it's mutual respect. I think mutual respect / fear kind of sort of
Don't nobody want.
because you don't really know. Nobody wants this war. Nobody wins this war.
Nobody.
True. And nobody wins with a nuclear deterrent at the end of it.
Yeah. Because that's the war. Fuck the dropping because we're not dropping people off in Russia. And Russia ain't sending people over here. This war comes through the sky. Nobody wins that war.
No.
That's what Jalen was saying last podcast. He was like, what was he said? Albert Einstein said that. It was like World War III would be fought with, well, not World War III, that World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah, because we're going to send ourselves back to the Stone Age.
Yeah, you're going right back. Yeah.
You're going back. Motherfucker, we're going to be out there on goddamn horses. We got there with 2 heads because we're going to be
talking about how shit used to be.
It's going to be like
back on Instagram. I used to do CrossFit. I ain't seen the barbells in 10 years.
We're gonna be gone, bro. It's gonna be a whole nother regime. It's gonna be like some post-apocalyptic type shit. The building's gonna be old.
It's like you ever watched the series C on Apple? That's exactly what's gonna be like.
I thought about clicking on it.
Do you should? Because everybody's essentially blind. They're blinded from the use of nuclear weapons, and the people that can see are like, it's like a sin to be able to see, to have sight. So you keep it a secret. And then they go through this whole thing of this one guy who's just basically going around fucking a whole bunch of women, making kids that can see, and they come back and find him. He's making an army. So yeah, it's really good, dude. It's really, really good.
Goddamn men. Men just want to waste.
Star
Wars.
Guess what? He a black dude too. That's the funny.
Damn, he not even a white dude trying to take over the world. That's first.
And you know what the funny thing about it is? It's kind of got a good background story too, or kind of underlying meaning, because at that point, race don't mean a thing because you can't see each other. You find a value of a person in the person.
Boom. What's his name? Tyrone. It ain't Tyrone Biggins. What's his name? Clayton Bigsby.
Clayton Bigsby. I divorced her because, quote unquote, she was a mother. I'm not gonna say it.
It's probably bad that I have no idea.
Oh my god.
You have no idea, Steve? What? You need to go watch the Chappelle Show, dog.
Steve.
Oh, I've seen parts of the Chappelle Show, but I wasn't that big into it back in the day.
You should.
You what?
Hey,
we got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes.
What the fuck you all want? He doesn't know how to do behind the scenes shit, does he?
Yeah, I do. I just typed it in the chat. You didn't have to read
you
it out
fucking
loud.
Said that. I'm talking about him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought Zoom was hitting us with that.
No, you motherfucker.
No, that was his ass.
That's him playing producer.
Kenya Clark. 2 minute warning. It's not Zoom. Y'all niggas taking too long.
Down here. Steven down here. And it popped up down there.
You thought I did it?
Zoom was saying, like, get y'all motherfucking ass off.
Even if he said it, you should. God.
All right, 2 minute warning.
Production value is low.
Over there not letting black people leave. They're trying to force black men to fight their war.
That's another problem.
I mean, all right, so immigrants.
Cover this topic real quick. You got 5 minutes.
Immigrants. I get it. They don't belong to the country. Now, if you're somebody who lives in that country,
they are student. They are on student visas.
They live there.
I'm just saying, if that's all of them, that's a problem. But I'm saying if there's any people of color, of any minority or background, and you are a citizen of that country and you're trying to leave right now, and you're a military age male, there's probably an issue. You should be trying to stay and fight for your homeland.
That's like saying that
I'm saying if that shit happened here,
so illegal immigrants should fight for the United States.
No. I'm saying
what did Muhammad Ali say? What did Muhammad Ali do? He ain't fight. He went to jail.
Ain't do shit to me.
Motherfucker didn't. But I am talking strictly about the people that are citizens of that nation. I'm not talking about the immigrants. I'm talking about if there are any citizens that are black, white, Asian, whatever the fuck, that live there, that are citizens of Ukraine, they should be fighting.
But it's been made known that these are not citizens of Ukraine.
No, I'm not saying. All I was saying was quick point is if they are citizens,
been made known. Okay, so since it's been made known that these are not citizens of Ukraine.
Well, I never said that wasn't fucked up. That's shit.
But
So
they're
how do
pushing
we
black
pray
people.
for
They're
Ukraine?
pushing Africans back to the back of lines because they're black.
Not. I'm not
Because
disagreeing.
they want, not because they want them to fight. They pushing them to the back because they're
Because
black.
they're not white. They're not white. They're not like. They don't look like.
You're not.
Jewish white
You don't
people
have to
do.
educate me on that fact. Like that, I'm agreeing with you. I've seen it. I was just making a statement before that if there's any people being treated that way that are citizens, they should be kept in the country because they should have to fight alongside the other men.
I'm just giving you 2 points. I'm giving you cause for proof, and I'm giving you devil's advocate side of this, man.
Well, so I mean, if I was looking at that, I thought those videos showed pretty decent proof that there's really no getting around it. That like that's exactly what happened.
That's
That
exactly what's going
racism
on.
is going to live.
There wasn't
Even in a time of crisis, racism lives.
Yeah,
It
dropping
looked like
They dropping bombs on your ass, you gonna find a way to hate a nigga. Find a way to hate.
Make a way. He gonna get him one. They gonna have one.
It's just like the Civil War. They
God.
like the Civil War. They're like, y'all slaves, you can still fight for the South. And they're like, man, goddamn. They say we're gonna get free, but you ain't getting free after that shit. They put your ass right back on the fucking cop.
Let us win. Let us win, and we think y'all get out. Hell no.
And imagine if the South had a won. Man, we'd be pulling some fucking plows right now. It's cold as fuck outside.
you wouldn't be pulling plows in Colorado Springs in the middle of fucking February.
My ass would be doing something stupid.
Dead. I'd be dead.
Yeah, I'd be dead too.
I think eventually we would have got our freedom, but it would have been different.
It would have been a hard fought.
No, I'd have died, but I'd have been fucking the shit out of their daughters.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We went there today.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Jesus.
That's why I would have died, because I'd have been like, fuck them.
So does this show you guys? And I don't think that this was a related fact. Probably like 2 years ago, when it was like, hey, I'm not Hayes. Don't jump on me real quick. I'm not saying America doesn't have a dark.
Bullshit.
No. I'm not saying that America doesn't have some dark past, right? That shit is
America has a dark present.
Real dark,
that
everything.
Too. But what I'm saying is, does this bring light to the fact that this shit is not just present in America?
We knew that.
But this shit wasn't highlighted.
That's what Black Lives Matter was about.
Yeah, but that shit was never highlighted. That shit was
worldwide. Yes, it was. Yes,
that shit's dark and sealed, man.
That shit went out for America.
Protested in every country.
Yes, but what I'm saying is the protests, especially in this country, didn't highlight any of the fact that it's not just America that has a dark past and a dark present. It is the entire world.
Let's look at it like this. I'm gonna stop here. Let's look at it like this. Okay, LGBTQ community, right? I'm going there. I'm going like trans right, all that stuff. So this is what I'm gonna say about it. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say it. Hear me out. So like, it's all good. Like, I support people's right to do whatever they want to do. Like, honest to God, they can do whatever they want. Like, I don't care. It does, as long as it doesn't impede on my life and what I got to do. You can do whatever you want. The messed up thing is that some people take it to a whole nother level. And that's what happened with Black Lives Matter. Some people were just bad eggs or bad seeds in there. They had a platform. They started just going off, and everyone's like, oh my God. It's like when two people yell, you don't know who's the idiot. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's false. And that's
well, they're both idiots because they're both yelling, which obviously makes
somebody could have got hit in the mouth. And the reason why they yell is because they got hit in the mouth, and the person that hit them is wrong.
Yeah, you never know.
You never really know. And I'm like, that's what I'm saying. I agree with Hayes. I'm gonna play devil's advocate against you, Steve. But yeah, I agree with that. It was a worldwide movement to do something good.
It was, but did you see anything good come of it?
Because
outside of the United States either.
All it came with was retaliation. So then you got the Blue Lives Matter.
Blue Lives Matter, your red lives,
all lives matter.
Firefighters. What the
fuck? We didn't know that from Chuck and Larry.
Like,
they're
come on.
Fires.
We didn't know that two gay firefighters in New York wouldn't save each other.
Go ahead, Jalen. Go ahead.
But then I'm probably gonna get
they can't. They can't.
No. Say it.
But for them, for us, it can coexist.
But for them,
the two can't coexist.
For them, Blue Lives. If you Blue Lives Matter, you can't be Black Lives Matter. Right?
But
for us.
Well, that's just a piss poor
I can
thought
be
process.
Black Lives Matter. I can be Blue Lives Matter. I can be Red Lives Matter. I can be Green Lives Matter.
Green lives fucking matter. Green suitors fucking matter. People first, motherfuckers.
It's the thing. None of these things are mutually exclusive. They can exist together.
You know what? The only thing is that's really a fucking life in all of this is
What?
black people are actually black. Those other things are occupations.
Yeah, they're jobs. Yeah, they are jobs.
I'm not. As somebody.
But listen now. You go on your CrossFit gym, right? Your local CrossFit, your local affiliate, bro. You see your Blue Lives Matter flag. You see your Red Lives Matter flag.
We don't have
very
that.
true. I don't have that, but that's true.
You don't see a Black Lives Matter flag.
I think I seen one gym somewhere on Instagram that got all three lined up. All three of them lined up.
Which is funny because it'd be very easy to do that and then look everybody in the face and be like,
simple and say what?
Who you got a problem?
There's obviously you have a problem with the other flag because
the rainbow flag. You can have the black, the blue, the red.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we just want everybody to be treated equally. So if you say you want the same thing that we want, we should see every single flag in there. If they come out with a new flag next week, get that bitch, hang that motherfucker up.
That's true.
I mean, right? It's really at that point it's kind of like a fight on site. If you come in, you got a problem with one flag but not the other ones.
Oh yeah, then you have
it would show your individualized ignorance.
Yes, unless you were coming in
what you want, but say that gotta go.
Unless you were a firefighter and came in and said, "Hey, take that cop shit down. We don't do that dumb shit."
That's discrimination.
That should be funny.
Level of discrimination.
Set tripping. What is this? What is this? The bloods in the
set tripping.
That's set tripping. I know you ain't got no goddamn cop colors up there.
Jesus.
I watched The Departed last night, and that was the same shit at the beginning when Matt Damon's like, "Oh, look at that! Firefighters getting pussy for the first time in the history of firefighters or pussy." But bro, he was dropping that F-bomb that I did that one time like 6 times.
Jesus, you're like, God, that's
he called them homos, he called them the F word. I was like, bro, this movie could not.
It inadvertently burned your chest. You like, ooh.
That was The Departed with
The Departed.
But guess what?
They had Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, and Leo in it. And then they capped Leo's ass in the end. Mark Wahlberg was in it.
The firefighters and the policemen came together when it got time to go against Black Lives Matter.
Oh my God!
Doubled up on our ass.
They doubled up.
All right, let me ask this final question, and we'll get out of here real quick. Where do you see any, if any, accountability being held? Whether it's towards the racism shit, whether it's towards Putin, towards the rest of the world, and acknowledging all of this shit, because. I mean, FIFA.
Accountability. Something else gonna happen.
I mean, like because economically, they're doing it.
If we hold Russia accountable economically, yeah, we may be able to hit them somewhat, but eventually, it's gonna get like time is gonna pass, and it's just gonna be be like it never fucking happened.
Yeah.
Unless we go over there, kill Putin,
turn into history.
And change Russia history in the next 2 or 3 years. It's gonna be the same shit.
I heard a comedian say something really smart one time. I was listening on the way to Denver like a week ago. He was like, I had this dude I always had beef with, and every time we saw each other, we just got into a fight. Every time. And he's like, eventually we just looked at each other and went, man, we don't need to do this no more. And they sat down and talked about it and they figured it out. Like it was that. And then he said, oh, it was another dude I used to fight all the time. One of us moved and it was just all over with.
It wasn't real. It wasn't a real.
Yeah, it wasn't. And you realize how trivial the shit really is. Like it's land, it's property, man. That's why. That's why
hey, I gotta.
Yeah. That's why slavery, the reason why like people stay oppressed is because they don't own property. They don't have rights. They don't have any
ownership.
But yeah, take it easy, Jalen.
Before you close this out, Hayes, for everybody who does listen, I wanted to end on this. Because I think Hayes even said this shit, but I know Jay, and he put this shit on his story too. As folks in the military, I think we all have the same mindset. Nobody gives a fuck about your Instagram post, your Facebook post. We do not give a fuck about any civilian. If you have not put on the green suit or a fucking blue suit or whatever the fuck the Marines are wearing these days, if you haven't dug a foxhole, if you don't know what fucking heat rash feels like, if you have not ate an MRE out of fucking That is the only thing out there.
For 21 days.
If you have not done any of that, if you are in Hollywood and you are sitting on your fucking couch doing the same shit that fat people do during the NFL season, saying, "Oh, I could have made that throw. That quarterback over there is ass. I could have done better than that." No, the fuck you couldn't.
You couldn't.
All you skinny white fucks that are out there doing the same fucking cultural appropriation, just trying to be like, "Oh, I stand with Ukraine." You don't stand with none of those
shit. You don't stand with us. You don't know them.
If a Ukrainian stood next to you, you would piss your pants and then you would go cry for your parents and go to Marshall's afterwards and buy a new pair of shoes to make yourself feel better. I don't want to hear another motherfucker put out some dumb shit like that actress did where she read a poem. Oh, Mr. Putin, your mother didn't do this.
Oh my God, dude, that was so bad.
If your mother saw that and saw you reading that poem, if my mother saw that, would probably want to disown me because that shit is some petty ass bullshit. Do not come out here and try to lecture nobody on how to handle this war, nor handle anything militarily. Because that shit has been the one thing that has pissed me off the most is everybody's got a fucking saying about military. I thought that would have been the hard line in the ground. Like we're not gonna talk. I don't know military. But no, everybody fucking
look what they did in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but everybody said that because it was like a humanitarian crisis of like we have all these people.
Humanitarian crisis. It's always let me show that I'm a good person.
Let me show that I'm not racist. Let me show that I know what I would have done. Please.
Don't speak on it.
Because if you knew what you did, you'd have took your ass to Fort Jackson. All right, motherfuckers, we gotta go. I got kids.
All right.
All right.
Later.
I'm gonna stop recording.